This Amateur Radio Roundtable is brought to you in part by ICOM America. Well, good evening to everyone. Today is Tuesday, October 3rd. Man, the months are flying by. I don't know what we're going to have to do to slow them down a little bit. But we're happy to have you tonight, especially to our shortwave listeners out on WBCQ, coming to you from Monticello, Maine on 5130 kilohertz. If you are listening on shortwave, you can join us on our webcast and watch the video and see our guest and even join in a chat room and ask questions. You can go to w5kub.com, w5kub.com, and you can join us there. And if you join us, and also for all of our new hams that are new to our show that are checking into the chat room tonight, please click on the Facebook link at the top of the page, and that's for our broadcast Facebook group. You'll see who our guests are going to be and pictures of future guests and past shows, and it's just a great ham radio hangout place to post pictures. Post your shack pictures in there, and from time to time we show all your shack pictures here on the show when we have time. So please do that, and next time, invite a friend here with us. Hey, tonight we've got a special guest. Let me tell you a little about our guest. Martin F. Jue is an amateur radio operator, K5FLU. This guy's an inventor, but more importantly, he's the founder and owner of several companies, including MFJ Enterprises, which owns, of course, Hygain, Cushcraft, Ameritron, Vectronics, and even others. All of these manufacture products for the ham radio industry. And Martin, I want to talk to him about this in a little while. He has numerous patents. I'd like to know what some of those patents are. He graduated from Mississippi State University. Now, I'm going to do this while we're talking here. I'm going to just put a still picture of Martin up there. Right there. There you go. Now, way you can kind of get an idea of what we're going to be meeting here in a minute, guys. This is going to be exciting. Hey, he graduated from Mississippi State University in 1966, and then Georgia Tech in 1971. In October '72, Martin began manufacturing a little CW filter kit in a hotel room there in Starkville. I think he paid, and we'll verify this, I think he paid something like 50 cents a day when he got started in that hotel room. But you got to hear the story. He eventually got kicked out of that hotel room. But over the next 45 years, MFJ would grow to become one of the largest manufacturers of ham radio products in the world. In 2012, the American Radio Relay League awarded Martin the ARRL Special Achievement Award, honoring him for innovation in the field of amateur radio. He also serves on the board of several companies. 2014, Mississippi State University's College of Engineering honored him as a distinguished fellow. He lives in Starkville with his very sweet wife, Betty, where he is a member of the Starkville Rotary Club, board president of the Boys and Girls Clubs of the Golden Triangle, and a board member of the Mississippi Children's Museum. He's been inducted in the CQ Hall of Fame and the QRP Hall of Fame, just to mention a few. So I'm greatly honored tonight to have my good friend Martin Jue on the show tonight. Welcome, Martin.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me here tonight, Tom. I always enjoy visiting with you and all the people that's watching your show.
Well, Martin, we're going to have to try to figure out a way to get you on here more often. You know, I came down early for the 45th anniversary, and man, it is just so much to see, and we videoed so much. I've been working non-stop just to try to edit this to get it on our show tonight. We just got back this weekend. So we've decided that we're going to have to do this show in two parts, part 1 and part B. So you know, we're going to do this in two. We're going to do this in two shows, Martin. And I'll tell you, the show is going to go long. I imagine the show is going to go long, and it may go past your bedtime. I don't know, but as long as you're staying awake, we'll probably keep going. So, Martin, tell us, man, how you doing there? And it's going to be a rough start for the show here. Don't know where to start because you got so much to do. But could you believe you would have had 45 years in this company?
Well, no, I feel just like I did when I got my ham radio license when I was 16 years old. And if you look up above my shelves, those are the kind of radios that we were using when we were kids. So yeah, no, I don't feel like it's been 45 years at all. And I like the idea of breaking this into two parts. All that does is a double our fun.
Well, yeah, double fun. And I also, and I already knew this, but it was announced this weekend. Your middle name is Fun.
Well, and that is true. I mean, my middle name really is Fun, F-U-N. Now, there's a second part to it, but if you look on my driver's license, you'll see that my middle name is Fun, F-U-N.
Well, we had a lot of fun down there, and you're talking about all the radios, and maybe in a little while we'll just span around all those radios. You've got hundreds of those radios there, and you told me, and you know what, you've got my novice receiver and my novice transmitter up there, but you told me, now I know you didn't operate all those, you told me that's the kind of radios you would have liked to have had when you were growing up, but you couldn't afford them.
Well, that's right. I used to, just like all of us back then, most of us had to build at least part of their station. And I used to thumb through the radio catalogs like World Radio Labs and Ally Radio and Lafayette and the Heat Kit, and just sit there and just wish, you could at least look one, a real one, and maybe turn a knob. But all we could do was look at the pictures and read about it over and over. And now when I get a chance to see something that I saw when I was a kid and a novice that I wished I had, I pick it up. Some of them, if I find them on eBay or at Hamfest that's at a good price, I may buy it again. I've got like 6 or 7 of the same thing.
Well, I tell you, and let me get in here with you. So yeah, I think you're all right. You might need to scoot over to your right, maybe about 1 inch.
Let's see.
There you go.
Is it?
Yeah, that's your right. That's your right. Yeah, I just wanted. You're doing fine.
Okay,
yeah. Oops. I just wanted to get in here with you, and you were talking about looking in a cat. 16 years old. What did we have back then? We had night catalog, and what were the other ones?
Well, we had night kits. The big one was Heath Kit. We had Ico. There were some other ones, but they were kits. But then audio, Dynaco. Let's see. Yeah. We had Lafayette. Now those
Lafayette. Yeah.
We had Ico. Yeah.
Yeah,
I made some radios too.
Well, I remember looking at all those catalogs, and it was just like, oh wow, it just neat stuff in here. But all those catalogs are gone now. But looky here, MFJ now is taking the market, and he's got the catalog. And Martin, you've got 149 pages in your catalog now, and you've got a lot of. You got how many products do you think in here?
Oh, that's over 2,000 products, and almost all of those products that's in that catalog are made right here in Starkville, Mississippi.
I know it. I know, and we've got all that on video. We've got all the different companies. Now, what we did, let me explain to people. We went down a day early to see Martin, and we went through all the different companies: Ameritron, Cushcraft, Hygain, the metal shop, all that before all the crowd started coming down on Friday. So we did it Thursday, so we could have a nice, clean, not interrupted tour where we could give you the tour just like if you had come there yourself. So we've got tours of all the different companies. Now the problem is it's just so much to see and with all the editing I did, it's still going to be hard to get it in. So we're breaking this up to show this is part one of a two-part show. And tonight, I think we're going to talk about just MFJ. We'll talk a little about maybe the flea market outside and a couple things like that. But more importantly, Martin's story, and that's going to be a great one. We've got about 30 minutes of video we're going to try to put in the middle. This show may go 2 hours tonight, so you know, if you get sleepy, you can watch it when it's recorded, but as long as Martin stays awake, we might stay on. So we've got all that going tonight, and we're going to show it to you, and then hopefully after the video we'll open the phone lines and let you guys call in and say hello to Martin and ask questions. So it's going to be, you know, question and answer with Martin tonight. So hey Martin, just real quick, boy, I tell you, let's talk about your early days, Martin. Now I've got something right here. There we go. You want to tell everybody what that is?
Oh, that was the little grocery store back in Hollandale, Mississippi, which is in the Mississippi Delta. It's near Greenville, and it's right on Highway 61, which starts at the very southern part of the U.S. in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and ends up in on the Canadian border. But from Memphis, Tennessee, along the Mississippi River, about 150 miles, that's where Hollandale is. And that's where we grew up. That was, it's an old country store, and we used to sell everything. If you notice that tank in front, on the right-hand side of the door, is a Coal, C-O-A-L, Coal tank.
Well, I remember that. I remember. I used to see them. That really makes me old, don't it, Martin?
Oh, no.
Well, you know, hey, Martin, you and I kind of have some things in common, except you hit the big time. I didn't quite make it there, but you know, with your company. But what I was going to say is, I was born on Highway 61, just like you were. You grew up on Highway 61 in the Delta. I grew up on Highway 61 in the Delta, north of Memphis, over in Arkansas. We both got our license about the same time, back in the 60s, and it was just a good time. But yeah, hey, I see the coal oil thing there. You put your bucket there and you turn the crank and get the coal oil out. Now this is a general store, right? Y'all sold everything.
Oh, we sold everything. We sold animal traps and horse collars and carbide lights and meat and canned goods, you know, just about anything that anybody would buy. But, you know, notice at the door, you know, back then, there wasn't any air conditioning. Those are screen doors, if you know what a screen door is.
You got to have those to keep the mosquitoes out and the flies.
Yeah.
And I imagine you needed those screens because y'all also had a meat market in there.
We did, yeah.
Now, could you tell me right now today, could you cut meat? Are you proficient in meat cutting?
Well, the only meat that I can cut right now is a ribeye at our Veranda restaurant here in Starkville.
Okay, but when you were little, you grew up working in all the different areas. You probably carried meat in. You probably helped cut it, didn't you?
Well, we did. I mean, we did all of it. We chopped it all up and sawed it and made pork chop from pork loin and chopped neck bones and oxtails and pigtails. And one of the things that I really remembered was cutting up the forequarters of beef. They were so big, I couldn't pick them up. So I just dragged them across the floor.
Just drag it across the floor, and now I'm sure that left a little streak there. Did they make you clean that up?
Well, yeah, sure. We cleaned it up. The streak on the floor wasn't a major problem, but we made sure we cleaned up that part of the forequarter that was on the meat itself.
So, so Martin, you grew up there. I think your whole family lived in the store.
Well, you know, my father died when I was 6 years old.
Uh-huh.
And my oldest sister, she was 22 years older than I was. She and her family came down to help us out. And there was me and my brother, my little sister, who's watching this now, and my brother is too.
Is your brother watching right now?
Yeah, I think he
Bobby
is.
Is Bobby in there? Okay, we'll say hi to Bobby.
Let me look right here. Yeah, he's watching. They
Okay.
just sent me a text. My little sister,
Well, look.
May, and her son, and my wife. They're all watching right now.
Well,
And in that picture you're showing there, that's me.
I see you there to the left, and you've got a cap
No, I'm
pistol.
on the right side.
Oh, well, let's see. On the right side of the picture, yeah, on her. Now, is that your mother?
Side.
Is that your mother or your sister?
Well, that's my sister, but my brother's on the left side. The little guy. on the
Right.
left side.
Is that Bobby?
That's Bobby. Yeah.
I
Did you
figured.
meet Bobby this weekend?
Yeah, I met Bobby, and we talked a lot. I figured that was your little. He said he was your little brother.
Well, he is. He's a year younger, but he's been retired for like 15 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the guy that drew that picture that you showed,
Uh-huh.
that's my sister holding him up.
Oh, let me go back to that. So, the one she's holding, the baby there, that's the one that drew the picture.
Yeah.
Well, that is so cool there. So here you are here, Martin. You're a little bit bigger. You look like you're having fun, but that's your middle name.
Well, that's right. Well, I still scratch my feet the same way.
Well, you know, Martin, you went from that right there. You were probably, I'm guessing, I don't know. I don't know how old you were there, but you went from that right there to this right here. Now, you sure did a lot of paper writing between down then.
Well, I did. I keep lots of notebooks. If you look in the bookshelves, what I learned was anything that ever happened, I kept in a notebook, and I've got like 50 some years worth of notebooks that's in here in this office, and learned that from engineering school.
Well, tell me, wait a minute. We got somebody in the chat room. Who is Little Pete?
Oh, little Pete is my oldest sister. No. That's my little sister, May.
Little
son,
Pete?
he is a lawyer in.
Okay, and I spent some time with him this week there at dinner one night. He lives in Germantown here.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He went to University of Tennessee and got a degree in, I don't know, social something other, but he was working in Memphis helping out these kids that were in trouble.
Uh-huh.
He was always, having problems getting beat up by these little kids, and
Oh, man.
he helped me drive a car back from Memphis, and I spent that whole trip, 3-hour trip, trying to convince him to become a lawyer. And he did.
Well, he didn't look that little. He didn't look little. He's a decent sized guy.
Well, he was little back in the old days.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad your family's here. Let's see. Let me see. I've got some other pictures here. Now, here's your sweet wife. Here's Betty.
Oh yeah.
Now, Betty really took care of us this weekend. She was always concerned about us, making sure everything went right.
Well, that's the way she is. She just likes to take care of people.
Yeah.
We've been married since 1975. What does that make it? 42 years.
Well, you're getting up there. That's good. That's real good. Well, look, hey, after 40-something years, there's bound to be some other things happen. I know you're real proud of these.
That's little Ella. She right now is 3 years old, and whenever I go up there, to Atlanta, she'll grab my phone or my iPad and start flipping over the stuff she wants to watch. Gets on YouTube and watch those kitty songs, the little cartoons. Or her mom doesn't like her to be watching cartoons at her early age.
Well, I think your grandkids are in Atlanta, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah,
they're in Atlanta. So that's the reason you don't come to Memphis anymore. You used to come here a lot, but now you go to Atlanta.
Well, we do. We used to come to Memphis all the time, and stay not that far from where you live.
Yep, that's right. Hey, look, now here's the picture I like right here, and I think that this is probably going to be a successor to the company here.
It's not Martin's office.
Well, he's getting ready to run that computer up there, typing, and he's just taking a little break right now.
Well, yeah. I don't think he can quite reach the keyboard, but it won't be long. And I'll tell you, these kids, for some reason, they got a knack for all this computer stuff. If I get a new radio or a new phone, I don't know how to work it, but you get one of the little kids, they can pick it up and show you how to work it without a book.
Well, they can. This was during that time recently. I forgot which one it was. That hurricane, the last one that came up into Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia, and all their power. My daughter and their family power ran out, so Deanna, my daughter, took little Leo to work. Little Leo, 6 months old. His middle name is Martin. And Ella, my little 3-year-old granddaughter, her middle name is Jue. So we're in both of their names.
Well, that's outstanding there.
Yeah,
so Martin, man, there's so much to talk about. We might make this 5 hours tonight. You willing to stay up 5 hours?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
All right. So look, let's do this. Well, let me just jump in just a couple really short videos before we get into the MFJ video. And these are just a couple things that we ran into there. Martin, you're probably not going to hear the audio, so just kind of stand by, and we'll go through these real quick here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here with Carl, KA0IBF,
Yep.
And I've been looking around in the tailgate area. This is by far one of the best deals out here. Look at this mint TS 520S here, or 520. It may not be the S, 520, with the 12-volt accessory on it, and the speaker and a mic and all that.
She's a beauty.
He said he'd take as little as 150 for it.
Yep.
Or just jump on it just to buy it, and then my wife would say, "Why you buy another radio?"
Well, that's the thing.
I know.
Yeah, we just moved down here from northern Minnesota, and and man, I tell you, you got to cut somewhere,
Yeah.
It's either that or my wife will put me out in the backyard.
Well, we don't want that to happen. Well, look, I'm gonna come back by in a little while, and we're gonna show this thing sold. But we're gonna run because we got so much to do, man.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Love your show, by the way.
Tune in on the show Tuesday. Because if you're not there, we're gonna call you out.
That's right.
All right. All right. Look who just drove up. Take that microphone. This is Raul Gomez. Oh wait, you're not Raul Gomez, are you?
I've been called worse by better.
All right. Hey, we got we got Don Wilbanks here and his son, the new ham.
Yeah, N7 TMW. Say good morning, Tyler.
Does that make me Hubert?
Did he say good morning?
I have no idea what
I don't know what he said
He
either.
just woke up. He's mumbling.
All right. Well, look, man. Hey, you're getting here a little late.
Well, it's a 4-hour drive. I did what I had to wake him up. So
yeah, let me tell you, there's only 2 boxes of donuts left. You better get in there.
oh, that's all right.
And look, let me tell you something. If you get a Diet Coke with it, it's okay to have a donut with a Diet Coke because they'll cancel out each other.
Well, the longer I sit here in my car idling, jaw-jacking with you, the less chance I have of getting them donuts.
Well,
You
get in
realize
there.
that,
Get
right?
in there. We gotta go, man. We'll see you. All right, hey guys, in the flea market again at MFJ. This is Randy K4EHT. I found somebody older than me, or you may have got your license at 3. I don't know. He's been licensed since 1955. I'm 64, so he got me beat.
Yeah, I was 13 when I got
Talk
my license.
right in that mic.
I was 13 when I got my license, and 76 now. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's a good hobby, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Yeah. So is this stuff your wife telling you to get rid of or something here?
Oh yeah, these friends of mine, they're getting up in the years. The old man Jess, he's 89, his wife's 85, and they quitting radio.
Oh really?
Said, would I please get rid of it for him? It's been sitting out in the garage.
Hey, KWM2, boy, I remember that back in the 70s in the military. You know,
oh yeah, military use.
That's what we use.
Well, Martin, this is some of your flea market out there. You know, you had your tailgate out there, which. Well, you know, I didn't get a chance to go out there and see what everybody was doing. If I had seen that first little snippet where the
that
guy
520
soda, was selling that TS 520, I would have bought it
with the microphone and a matching speaker and the 12-volt adapter for it. I started to buy it just to buy it, and I knew I wouldn't use it. Hey Martin, I got one more little clip here. Let me throw it on real quick. This is somebody you know, and a good friend of ours. Let me throw it on here. All right, hey guys, guess who this is? Ray Novak. N9JA, yeah, N9JA.
Yes, sir, N9JA. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever time zone you're in.
You guys probably know Ray from our webcast. He's the ICOM guy, and if anything you want to know about ICOM, he's the man. What you might not know is Ray's first job was here at MFJ.
Yes, right out of college, Mr. Jue took a chance on hiring me. This long-haired kid right out of college. I was probably 21 years old when I started working with him.
21, huh? That was 50 years ago, wasn't it?
It feels like it.
Let me tell you something. I was listening to a story the other night at dinner, and you know, you guys, MFJ moves in these trucks a lot and goes to all these different ham fests. But when y'all bought Ameritron, I think you were involved in that. Maybe Ameritron. I heard. Weren't they up around Toledo or somewhere?
They were located in Toledo, Ohio, and ended up making 3 runs in a week from Mississippi to Toledo, Ohio, and back.
I heard that you made 3 runs in 1 week. I mean, you would bring the stuff down, you'd go back and get it, you'd come back, you'd go back. I mean, boy, that's a lot.
Yeah, good thing that it was an unmarked truck, or we might have been into a lot of trouble. Had they looked at log books and saw the kind of hours that I was driving, but. It was fun. It was one of those learning and growing experiences. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you had a lot of good experiences with MFJ working here, and of course it helped you, and you moved on up to the big time. And of course, hey, MFJ's big time.
I was going to say you can't
get much bigger than this.
MFJ.
You can't get much bigger than this.
A lot of people were telling me years ago you need to go work for a real manufacturer. Little did I know, or could take that a small company from Mississippi could be considered one of the major amateur radio manufacturers in the world.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, hey, Ray, good to see you. And again, hey, thanks for ICOM support on our shows.
Oh, yes.
I talk with Adrian occasionally and keep up with him, and we appreciate it, man.
Well,
thanks
thank you, and thank you for everybody that watches and supports with ICOM. Thank you.
Thank you. Ted Randall, take that mic, Ted. Guys, look, this is Ted Randall, and
what do I do with this?
Well, I'm gonna have to teach you what to do with it. But hey, he's broadcasting live. You're on WTWW.
Right.
What frequency?
Right now we're on 99.30.
99.30.
There for the rest of the day, we're hoping.
All right. So, hey, Ted, tell everybody about your show. You do special events like this, and you're doing MFJ and.
Well, yeah, we're obviously we're dating with you every year in Huntsville, so and then we're on WTWW on Saturdays at 1 p.m. on 94.75 with QSO, and then I'm on every night playing country and rock and roll and whatever.
I'll listen. I hear you some nights.
Some folks.
So, but a lot of your shows are on 5085, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Where would
at night? That's the nighttime frequency.
Okay.
So, what you call it? 99.30 is daytime, but then we have we've got 3 transmitters and got six different frequencies. You know, I can't keep up with it.
So, all right. Well, Martin, we're We're back, and I think it's kind of neat that Ray was there, and Ray started off with you guys back in the early, well, maybe not early days, but how long had the company been in existence when Ray?
We must have been around for maybe 15 years or so.
Yeah.
And Ray's, he's a really good guy, one of my favorite guys. But don't listen to Ray when he tells his stories, or at least don't believe them, because they're all true. That must be funny.
I know, yeah. I know somebody said 80% of all his stories are true, but I think that was Si on Duck Dynasty.
Well, one of the, I mean, he used to go all over the country for us, and he always has been a very personable guy, and I mean, he has risen above the ranks, and one of the things that I remember about him best, he was so gung-ho about everything that we had a problem with a truck. The headlights wouldn't come out, and he crawled, this was in our parking lot, crawled under the truck and started unplugging all the wires to find out what was causing the problem with the lights not coming on. The only problem was that he couldn't figure out which wire went to where, so we can get the lights back on.
You know, now I've talked to Ray about that, and he denies that 100%. But I do believe it's a true story, knowing Ray.
And Ted, I mean, Ted, he broadcasts all over the world. He's got a huge audience, and they're very loyal to him. They tune in, and I've been on several of his broadcasts, and they would call in or text in and ask questions. So I know that people from all over the world are listening to them.
It's a powerful station they've got there.
Very powerful.
Let me see where I can jump here next, and then we're going to get this thing going here now. I've got one more little short video to show before we get into the MFJ video. I just want to show this because it kind of made me feel good there. This is a couple that had their 50th wedding anniversary, and they chose to come to MFJ for their 50th wedding anniversary, Martin. So you ought to feel proud about that. But they also said something to me that made me feel kind of big, and I want you to hear this now. Well, Martin, you may not hear it. The problem is many people don't speak directly into the microphones. I've tried to enhance the audio a little bit, but here we go. This is just about a minute or two. Here we go. All right, guys, I'm with Kay and Jim, and you're from?
Spartanburg, South Carolina.
Okay, Spartanburg. And is this your first time here?
Yes, it is.
Now, Kay said her husband could come here as an anniversary gift, and she even gave him money to spend. A lot of money, I understand. I think my understanding is it was a lot of money for you to buy something nice.
He did buy yesterday.
Did he?
I sure did.
What did you get yesterday?
Well, I've got a...
Talk straight to that mic.
Okay.
Closer.
Got a tuner.
Yeah.
And also an amp. I've got the...
Which amp do you get?
The...
Let me guess. I don't know. Which one?
Right.
I was going to say the 811H.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
That's
right.
one of the most popular amps out there, the 811H. Yeah.
Well, I needed something to get a little more power on the air, so I've been running barefoot for about, 40 years?
40 years.
Yeah. Now, you guys have been married 50 years. This is your 50th anniversary. That's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we got your autograph, so that's even better.
Yes. Guys, let me tell you something. I got the ink off. I think it was a trick. I've never really signed an autograph in my life, and Kay wanted 2 autographs from me yesterday, and she gave me her pen, and I signed it, and it ended up I had ink all over my hands. I think it was a dirty trick they played because Again, I've never done autographs before, but anyway.
No, I don't think so.
Anyway, thanks for asking, and the ink came off, and I want you to put that card in a nice place where everybody can see it, okay?
It'll be in my shack.
All right, and you guys tune in. So, Martin, so everybody came to see you, but did anybody ask you for an autograph?
Well, they did. They did.
Oh man.
You know, I spoke to that couple, and I was so honored to him tell me that they, you know, that his wife, for their 50th wedding anniversary, that her husband, the ham radio operator, wanted to come to our 45th anniversary. I mean, that was a real honor for me. I really appreciated that. Let's see. But there were some of the guys that were there that wanted me to autograph a piece of equipment that they had. That was fun.
So, did any of them give you a ballpoint pen that leaked all over your hand?
Well, if it did, it didn't matter because I was so honored to be able to sign it for them.
All right, well that's great. Hey Martin, let's do this. Let's jump into a video, and I'm going to stop at about every 8 or 10 minutes just to talk, talk briefly, and then we'll pick it back up. But guys, this is a video that we shot inside the building where Martin's office is there. This is the MFJ facility. Again, next week, our show will have Ameritron, hygain, cushcraft, and the metal shop. We couldn't get it all in this week, so we're going to jump into this video and show it, and then afterwards we're going to just talk about a lot of stuff. So let me see if I can get it going here, and we'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. Hey guys, we're here at MFJ Enterprises. This is your main office, right?
Tom, this is the headquarters. We got a total of 4 buildings in the town now, all located within, you know, certain walking distance.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we're with Richard Stubbs here, and Richard's going to give us a little a tour of the place. And hey, one of the first things let's start with, I know what this is. Tell us about it.
CWF2 1972, Martin Jue's first product. K5 Flea is his call. This sold as a $9.95 kit and a $14.95 wired unit. He took out a little 1x1 ad in the what was known then as national radio, that didn't became QST. And this is the humble beginnings of MFJ right here. From a one-man shop to a 200-employee, multi-factory, world leader in amateur radio accessories right here in Starkville.
All right.
So as we walk down the hall here, you'll see Martin is in the QRP Hall of Fame. We did the hygain antennas all on the Queen Mary out in Long Beach. Just some of the other various awards that we've gotten over the years and articles about Martin Jue in the CQ Hall of Fame. QST on our silver anniversary is our 25th, the first time we celebrated the anniversary. All right, now we're coming into the service department. This is where Robert Ellis and Hank Harris and Jimmy Allen do their business. This is Rob Ellis, the service supervisor here.
Hey.
He works on a lot of manual tuners and tries to take care of a lot of stuff. Hank is over here. He's working on automatic tuners and power supplies. And we got Jimmy out front trying to do some analyzers usually, but he's out front helping Steven on the display. So these guys in here, they take care of the parts, the toll-free tech line, the service calls, and then try to repair some stuff in the meantime.
So if somebody calls in for help, it's going to be somebody in here, right?
Yes. So this is our receiving department in here. And of course, you know, we used to keep manuals and send them out by mail, but now that's stopped, of course.
No need
but
to.
now we're collecting seconds, that we will advertise on the website. But eventually, we also take those to Dayton once a year and do a lot of sales on that. These are products that have been returned or for a refund or exchange, so they got SEC engraved on the bottom of them, and we sell those at a lower price. Across the hall, we have our international shipping department. This is Edson back here. He speaks about 2,000 different languages. What we got in here, Tom, Edson doesn't really speak that many different languages. He's a good doc, though. He doctored on my leg one time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he gathers the products, like W&S is going to Waters and Stanton, the famous English company, which you'll talk to him over the weekend. He's here.
Is that Justin? Is that Justin? Or?
Yeah, Justin.
Okay.
GES is France. You'll see they've got hygain and cushcraft antennas up in here, and across the hall he's got a giant wall of Ameritron amps that are going overseas. So these are all export products. So all the places that you toured previously ship all their domestic products at their own factories, but we do all the international shipping over here. PRF, what is that one? And Spain is Astro. GES is France. So of course, when he ships an order, sometimes it's on a big pallet, and it's going ocean. But we do ship air too, and smaller shipments. But some of these shipments are like $60,000 all at one time.
I was looking on your website, and you've got a lot of international distributors.
Oh yes,
lots.
So the big wall of amplifiers, these are all going to some foreign country here. They are the HXCE. So in Europe, they have to have the CE testing, which is automatic. It has to be done in order for these products to be imported into the country.
Okay, so this is the 811H, but it's got the XCE.
That means it's already ready for 10, 12 meters, and it's also been CE tested, meaning anything that oscillates has to go over there to Europe and be tested.
All right.
You'll see some of our import products here on the wall also, and then in here is our shipping department, which you'll meet a couple of neat characters. This is Lolita.
Hi, Lolita.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing good.
Lolita ships all over the world, but she mostly ships to the U.S. HRO, the big dealers, Gigaparts, what's DX Engineering, Main Trading that's coming this weekend, so on. So.
Oh, good. Well, good to see you.
She fills up a truck every day. And then over here we got Phyllis. Over here we got Phyllis Randall, who's a 40-plus employee, 40-year-plus employee of MFJ.
So how does it feel being a 40-year-plus employee?
It feels good.
When did Martin start?
He was 1972.
So that's
and that was 45 years ago.
Okay.
So Phyllis was
77. You're pretty close to Martin. You think you can tell him what to do?
I suggest sometimes.
You suggest, but if you've been around 40 years, you probably know the business pretty good. I think Martin probably should listen to you.
He does. Usually when we're talking about, when I'm talking about shipping things that people are responding to, or things that are not getting done the way they need to fill orders, then he listens then.
Let me tell you, I know Martin. He doesn't know anything about shipments. Okay, you're the expert.
Phyllis started on the line and then came, and then she's the domestic sales manager and international sales manager.
Good.
I'm the person that everybody yells at when they don't get their stuff. Yeah, we've evolved a lot since the day I started, but it's been forward progress all the way. Mr. Jue has great vision to see beyond the now, and what he told me about when he was talking to me about employing me, what he intended to do. It took some years for it all to come about, but we're just about there now.
It's a great company. Congratulations on 40 years.
Now, what y'all been waiting on?
Yeah, let's go back here.
The factory here. This is where all the real work gets done.
All right.
So, Tom, I'm going to start you over here with Taronica.
Okay.
She has she's working on automatic tuner boards, but these are actually the bias tees that go along with the automatic tuner. So what we do is we have a PC board. Now she's already stuffed this one, and all the surface mount parts here
already on there
are placed by the surface mount machine.
That's over here.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see. Veronica then puts in all the through-hole parts, and then that board will go across a wave solder machine.
Yeah, and we're gonna see that in a minute.
It gets soldered all at one time, and then it comes out and it gets tested in this format, which you'll see on the next line, and then again it comes back to them again, and then they put it into the metal cabinets, which are up and down the lines here, and then it'll get finished over here at our final packing station, which we'll walk down here.
Okay.
They do all the automatic tuners on this line, Veronica and Maddie together.
Tuners,
and you see the giant watt meter, some accessories, but mostly the $159.95 tuner all the way to the $769 tuner.
Yeah.
This is the remote legal limit tuner.
Yep.
And then it comes over here and it gets final pack. So you see analyzers from Joyce here. This is the chief packer here. The 974 balance line tuner, remote tuner. She's making it look pretty and getting it ready for packing.
Okay.
So Joyce is finishing it up here, getting the screws in, putting the plastic on, getting the styrofoam protection in there.
Well,
that's a balance line tuner there.
That's balance line
that's
tuner.
That's modeled after the old Johnson Matchbox.
This is the first time I've seen that, actually. So this is, well, it'll take a non-balance line too. It'll take both.
Mr. Jue, you know, he comes up with a lot of ideas, and some of them are ideas that are dated from back when he first started. So these are old equipment that he's bringing back into the forefront.
I love it. I like it. That looks good.
And you see more power strips, analyzers.
Look at the power strips here.
Dry dummy loads.
Power strips.
Antenna switches.
Richard, you got about everything here.
We got the big ear down here.
Oh man, look at that.
Now what you do on that, you got your coil.
Yeah.
And then you got a big antenna, and you got another antenna on this side, and you just squeeze it down on a pipe.
Yeah.
Got a 43.6-meter vertical right there.
Well,
all right, so now we're going to tour line by line. We got.
So Martin, we're going to stop there. We were about 10 minutes into the video there. I'm sure I saw you kind of grinning here a couple times there. Now, does Phyllis Randall give you any big trouble there, or I mean, she seems like she knows her business back here.
Oh, Phyllis is great. I mean, she's a very strong leader, a very strong person. She knows what's going on, and she really takes care of our customers, both domestically and internationally. And when she talks, I listen, and whatever she recommends, you know, I know that's something that we need to do. And Richard, he gives a really, really good tour. And just like what I said about Ray Novak, you don't need to believe everything that Richard says because it's all true.
Well, let me tell you, Richard is very knowledgeable. He took us down every one of those lines, and he explained every single process that you guys do, and just told us about it. So Richard knows his stuff there.
Oh, Richard's a good guy. You know, he goes to, you know, we used to go to, when Ray Novak was here, over 45 to 50 hamfests every year. That's like one every weekend. And Richard, he still goes to one, just about one every other week, over 25 hamfests. So he knows lots of hams all over the country, and he and Phyllis are both the face of MFJ.
Well, I know a lot of people. There were some people standing out waiting on one of your tours, and you were fixing to start another tour, and I heard them say, I want to go on a tour with Richard.
Yeah.
So they like Richard.
Oh yeah. No, if you go on the tour, Richard needs to be the one who's giving it. He knows how to do a tour.
Yeah. All right. Look, let me jump back in this video. Let's go down another aisle or two, and we'll get this. We're going to show everybody what you've got back there, and then we're going to talk a lot about all kinds of things when we get through here. So let me let's get the video running again.
Mirage, VHF, UHF amplifiers. We got our single sideband CW niche rigs here, CW rigs, 5-watt rigs. We also have the 12-watt sideband rigs that we do on this line. Ooh, that feels good right there.
Yeah, it does.
Woo! And of course, all the Mirage models are up and down this line here. This is a newer amp that we're building now, and actually put it under the MFJ name. This is a 2-meter basic 2-meter amp here. I think it's 160 watts out, and that's brand new. That's just showed up in the catalog this past time. 10 watts in, 160 out, and then of course all the commercial brand amplifiers that we sell as well.
You know, if you drop it and break it, you'll have to give it to me.
I have to or pay for it.
Yeah.
Martin will take it on my paycheck. Then we got the shortwave products on this line too. This is an outdoor active antenna, again with the whip. There's your indoor board, and then you've got a control box that goes on the inside with you. But this would be mounted like on the outside of a condo, apartment, on a balcony, something like that.
Yeah.
And you got all your sideband and CW QRP rigs, and then you've got the neat power line noise finder.
Oh yeah, that would be kind of cool.
But this one we can also use a similar one that we sell is for spying.
For listening to people.
Yeah, for actually listening to some crickets making love or something. You know?
All right, so you just connect it to.
This goes to a pair of headphones, and then you've got a tape recorder in there as well.
But I mean, like for noise.
Noise pickup.
What would you hook it to a receiver?
He's got a little receiver inside of this box here.
Okay.
Now that one was missing the box.
Yeah.
Similar item is right here. This is the Tri-Band 852. This is a antenna designed to find power line noise.
Yeah.
Now here, Kyle is testing antenna tuner. Well, actually, he's testing SWR analyzers, but he does test the automatic antenna tuners. This is an automatic antenna tuner that has come out from the wave solder room. So he'll come in and you know, check the traces, find any bad joints, whatever, and fix those at this point. The tape that's on here is for the hardware holes. Obviously, we don't want any solder to get into those spots where we have spacers and hardware. Now, here he's testing analyzers. So we had a backlog on analyzers, so now he's doing helping out on those. But normally he has these chassis that we put the automatic tuners in, and you can wire clip all the wires in there, and then even have a meter that you can treat it like it's sitting into a metal cabinet. So we get it tested once in the PC board format, and then once in the final testing. Then you see he's transmitting into dummy loads up here, and our own brand, obviously, which we sell a lot of. Here we're going to have a PSK31 demo with the USB product that they build next door.
So you got a little. This is a USB
interface to an ICOM
computer interface.
Yeah, he's using an older IC 7200 there. So he's going to do some digital decoding. Well, he already is. He's already got it set up there.
Oh, that's cool. And here's your jumpers on top to set for your wiring for your radio.
Different radios, yes, sir. They're universal. Although we sell these with the wire already included. So you just got a plug and play type deal.
So they specify the type radio and
Okay. So 1204 8-pin mic plug for Yaesu or whatever. Now here's an interesting line. You got about 120 different products on this line. It's mostly Morse code related, and you've got two people that handle it. One guy's not here, and then Peanut down here. She does all the building of this product. So you'll see all these different boards around you, all of them different products that are coming off of these models. But this is also the noise canceling antenna box. You know, this is for if you have an electric fence in your neighborhood that's bothering your signal, you use this to null out the noise. He also has the some shortwave product on here. Here's a little pre-selector, classroom code tutor, but mostly the Morse code related stuff. And you know, in this day and age of machines, we got a couple of good machines, but we still have a lot of people power, Tom.
Yeah,
it takes a lot of people to put this thing all together.
Yep.
So you can see Peanut right here is working on, looks like a 495 or 464, 495. That is the
what's that?
Code reader, code keyer combination.
Oh, okay.
So you can actually read what you're hearing.
Yeah.
And then also see what you're sending. Little cheater area there.
Yeah.
So a line within a line here. This is Yvette and Alma. My class of 25 years, I think we're on, right? Coming up. Is it 25 or 24? 24 years coming up.
24 years.
Yeah, we were all in that same class. So,
wow.
They're working on a little QRP tuner right here. This is the QRP pocket tuner that uses this little trap toroid or wound toroid for a inductor.
I'm going to build something similar to that for
These
a little
are very
QRP.
cool.
Yeah.
Look at how tiny they are. This is the whole guts right here. Am I right?
That's the whole tuner.
That's the tuner, yeah.
It's your two capacitors right there, and your inductor that's tapped.
BNC connectors, a bypass switch.
Oh man!
Everything in one little tiny box.
I just need to buy one of these instead of build it.
You put it in your backpack, and you carry that along with your little tiny Cub radio. And you've got your full station in the palm of your hand, pretty much. So Alma's testing station, you can see she's got a couple of old analyzers down here, a couple of dry dummy loads, an MFJ power supply, a really old ICOM. Is that an ICOM or Kenwood? That's ICOM radio, right?
You got a bunch of HF transceivers. I don't know. Yeah.
Oldie but a goodie.
I've noticed you got a bunch of those around everywhere, just stacked up, man. You got a lot of transceivers here.
And of course the bird meter. You know, we test and calibrate to the standard of the bird. That doesn't mean we're perfect to it, but that means we're going to that standard. We're going to try to get there as close as we can. And all this finished product will go up and get final packed up there with Joyce. So they're cranking out a bunch of those today. But you actually worked on these first, right? So you did about, what, 50 dummy loads, and now you're on 24 dummy loads, and now they're finished a bunch of those too. So y'all doing a pretty good job.
And let me tell you,
24. Yeah,
let me tell you, every one of these switches is in the same position, tune all the way, every one of them.
There you go. That's quality work, right?
That's
there.
right.
Here's some of your stuff here. This is
dummy load,
dummy loads, which we build for Ameritron as well. Ameritron builds some products for us. We build some for them, and vice versa. So we share a little bit.
Right.
Now here's a neat thing right here. You'll recognize this.
Oh yeah,
Parker and Williamson from back in the day.
Oh yeah.
We used to buy
B&W.
these, but now we make these, and we have a machine in our metal shop that winds this coil and then melts this Delrin material to support the coil. Then we use this in all kinds of designs. We use this for antennas, but right here you can see we're using it to make a switched inductor for most of the popular tuners. This one looks like the 949E, which is the most popular manual tuner we have. So there's a final inductor switch for the tuner that she did. And now we're stepping into the analyzer line, which is, you know, our most popular product probably over the years. Here's your shell harness with all the hardware, the analog meters in it. And then as you see, Louise here is putting the cabinet onto the board, or the board into the cabinet here. And she's prepping the board to get ready to be final tested at that point. And we also test these PC boards in their first stage, because when you see how many parts are on that board, you know that that's the 269C.
Yep.
And there are a lot of little tiny components on there. So if anything goes wrong at this stage, we would rather catch it. Quality stamp. Rather catch it right there than after it gets into that cabinet.
Oh yeah.
Here's Henry. He's the line leader of the line, and he's usually troubleshooting those PC boards. So he's got these little baggy parts, little tiny guys that may have to be replaced, little ants in there. And then here we have Carrie. She's working on whatever they have her working on at the time. Right now she looks like she's doing a balun for the bigger 4-to-1 legal limit balun. So, but you come by here every day, 3 or 4 or 5 different times. She might be working on a different product, helping out different lines.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the surface mount boards come out to us, Tom, for the analyzer. And you can see all the through-hole parts are then put in by this lady who's not here at this moment, apparently. And she stuffs all the bigger parts.
Uh-huh. Oh, this is cool.
That's that balun.
That's some of the balun that she's been working on there.
That's the balun.
Yeah.
2919. That's actually BP. I can't remember what that stands for, but that's a
nice.
That's right here, Tom. This is our slinky maker. When we say slinky maker, this is the roller inductor coil that you'll see that actually does look like a slinky.
Okay.
When we hold it. And
so this is going to wind here, and then where you
turns counter on it.
When do you put the little plastic strips down,
well,
or does that go somewhere
that's
else?
That's all done by hand. When you go to our metal shop, you've already been there?
Yep, we've been there.
So you saw our metal shop punching and pressing and deburring and all that stuff.
And you make your own you make your own capacitors.
Yes, the little fiberglass arms are made out of our metal shop.
Yeah.
They all come over here, and then Annie is making those by her hands over here.
These tuning capacitors are handmade. Every single plate is put in here with long bolts and spacers.
There are, I think, how many models of capacitors, Annie? 7 or 8? 7? 8 rollers. 11 different capacitor models, 8 different rollers. So here's some of the roller inductors. And of course, this is going to feed this line here, which is our big tuner line. This is the big manual tuner line. But first, you've got Yvonne doing PC boards here.
But look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, come over here, Bill, and see if you can get a shot of this. Look at these capacitors she's building here.
Building capacitors and roller inductors.
So every single plate, she's putting each plate on there.
You have a slinky over there? Yeah, you got one right in front of you. There's the slinky I was telling you about, Tom. See, it's a slinky.
Now when do you put the plastics on it, or do you?
She does it by hand, yeah.
And it melts it in there? It melts
no, it's held in by little grooves on the fiberglass.
Oh, okay.
But that's your slinky.
Yeah. All right, let me see if I can find my camera here. Get our camera back. There we go. Okay, man. Hey, Martin. Man, so far we got into so many neat little things there. You know what impresses me the most? You're building your own capacitors now. Those rotary capacitors there. I saw over in the metal shop. You know, they stamp out the little plates and then they bring them all over. And man. So did you guys find it was better or easier, or maybe you can custom make them? Is that a better deal than buying them somewhere?
Well, yeah, it was. It's much better for us to make them than buying them, because we were buying them and we built a product similar to the people that we were buying it from, and they didn't like it, and they doubled our price. So we decided just to build our own machines and build them ourselves. So that's what we're doing.
Well, you know, it's kind of neat, and there's questions in the chat room right now. How are those plates made? You guys have various different types of metal that goes over to your metal shop, and it's all computerized over there. And I guess you just set it to punch out the metal plates, and it punches you out 100 or 1,000 of them. And then you just take long screws and spacers, and you put those plates in. Very, very nice capacitors.
Well, we do. We make our own air variable capacitors, and we make just about all parts of them. All of the parts that's in those capacitors, we make the plates, the fiberglass ends, the insulators. We use bearings that are self-aligning, and we make capacitors for our antenna tuners and loop tuners. we used to have to buy those capacitors, but they were just couldn't get delivery of them. And being here in Starkville, Mississippi, you can't just walk across the street or down the street and have someone make those for you. So that's the reason we make so many of our own parts, because we have to.
Well, they look really great, the capacitors that you build there. And what is interesting is you're so diversified with so many different things going on there. I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, what was it?
I'm saying you're so diversified there that it's really interesting to see all the different things you do and meet all the different people that are working on this. So it's the lady that was building your ballons there. A lot of people might not even know how to build a ballon, but let me tell you, she was turning out some really nice looking ballons there. The high power. I might just come sit down with her and let her teach me.
Well, what's really interesting is that we have our ordinary citizens of Starkville, Mississippi, who we train to be able to do these very specialized things, like in the machines that we use to place all the surface mount parts. She's a native Starkvillian who we train to do this, and she can program the machine and make sure we have all the parts and just run the surface mount division. And we do the same thing with some of our electronic technicians too. They can test products that we have here, and we train them. But anyway, we try to be as self-sufficient as we can.
Well, do you have a lot of students, college students that come to work?
Well, we like to hire any and every college student that would like to have the experience of the real world. But it's different now than when I was a student here. It's just different. Used to all the students wanted to have not just the experience, but they needed the money to eat on. But it's different now. And if there's any student that would like to get the experience and learn some things and help us out, we'll hire them right away.
Well, that's great. Now, there's a question from Jerry in the chat room regarding the parts. I guess parts for the capacitors. Are they made with CNC machines? I guess that's some type of computerized machines, right?
Yeah, they are made with CNC machines, which stands for Computer Numerical Control.
Okay.
The plates are punched out with CNC machines, and we have a device that shakes all the parts and deburrs all the edges, smooths them all up, because if there are any sharp edges on the plates, they will arc, and that's how we prevent the arcing, by smoothing out all the edges.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, let's see. Again, let me. I want to give some credit to Bill Poulin, WZ1L, from Boston, who came down to see your operation, and Bill helped us with the camera all day when we were inside the buildings, the tours at your other facilities. And then Bill did some volunteer examiner duties there, and when he did that, we did some filming outside. And I want to thank Peter, AC4PS/VK6PS. I don't know, I think mistaken, but he still talks like an Australian, doesn't he?
Well, I think earlier you were talking about an Australian, and I didn't realize you were talking about Peter. There was another Australian.
Yeah.
Lives here. around the southeast for like 30 years. And
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
okay.
Yeah.
But I appreciate Peter helping out. And I forgot, who was the other one?
Bill from Massachusetts, WZ1L.
Oh, yeah. He
yeah.
went to lunch with us at Obie's.
So here's a picture. Here's a picture of a Peter in the center there. There's Don, Wilbanks, and Tyler, and there's Peter, VK6PS or AC4PS, and me. So that's that help you remember who Peter was.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he was helping with the cameras, and
Yeah.
Tyler did a great job in pulling out all the winners at the end.
That's right. Well, Martin, let's do this. We got a couple prizes we want to give out tonight. We've got a program called Handbot. You can't argue with Handbot. They used to argue with me when I'd pull a name, but we built Handbot, and you can't argue with Handbot. So let's show you how we do prizes here. Let's give out one real quick. What it's going to do, let me tell everybody that's not familiar with the system. Handbot's going to pick a name. If he picks your name in the chat room, just say yes or I'm here or anything, and that will claim your prize. You've got to do it within the allocated time. It's 60 seconds. If you don't do it in 60 seconds, Handbot's going to pick somebody else. You can't argue with Handbot. And also, I just wanted to say the official is what Handbot says in the chat room. The video is delayed by about 30 seconds, so we're not going to go by any video announcing. If I say we're looking for somebody and you got 30 seconds left, that doesn't mean anything because we have a delay. So Kathy's going to crank up Handbot over there, and we're going to give away a prize. And the first prize, I think, is going to be an MFJ watt meter. Is that right, Kathy?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be an MFJ watt meter. So Handbot, go ahead, Handbot, and see if you can pick somebody. It's looking for W8QHV. Handbot wants to know if he's here. "45 seconds left," Handbot said. I don't know, usually jump right on these things. Looks like about 30 seconds. Looks like 15. And he's counting down now. Okay, we did not have a winner. Boy, I tell you what, W8QHV, he must have went in the kitchen to get a piece of pie or something. He missed out on an MFJ watt meter.
Joe.
Now, what happened here? Did Handbot?
Joe won.
Okay, so Handbot asked if Joe, K0NEB, was here, and he answered it in a millisecond.
Oh.
Look at there, Joe jumped right on that thing. Oh, man. Well, congratulations, Joe. You won an MFJ 822 watt meter from MFJ. And Martin, we thank you for that so much. We got another prize we'll give away a little later in the show. All right, so let's see here. We're getting on down through the video. Let's run another 10 minutes of it and get into that, and then because I want to get to the part where we just talk, Martin. So I'm gonna jump back into our video here.
We could start making slinkies.
You could, yeah, you could.
So Yvonne here is stuffing PC boards that are going to go into all these different meters, circuits, for all these different tuners that we build, and there's a bunch of them.
Okay, sounding good already.
So you see over here, Brianna is working on the 969 antenna tuner. This is a 300 watt roller inductor tuner that one of Annie's rollers will go into also. And then you see her working on that right here. Got a lot of wiring, Yvonne's PC board in there, wiring to the different board up here. And then here, Jordan is testing all these automatic tuners that are up front and also the manual tuners that are coming down.
Let's get a good shot of the, this is your high power tuner, your auto tuner here.
And then he's got a big Ameritron AL82.
AL82, huh?
Bring some real power into it and a couple of Cantenna dummy loads down there.
Have you ever blown one of these up with that thing?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
He's the one he's going to prevent it from blowing up. Yeah.
I don't send anything out the door unless it's 110%.
Well, look, Tim, I'm always worried about these for lightning, you know. Will nearby lightning cause any issues to kill this thing? Gas discharge.
Right there.
Okay, I see that.
Now,
yeah,
Tom,
yeah.
If lightning strikes this
I want one
box,
for a direct hit. That's what
it's
I want.
over.
Yeah.
But a nearby induced, lightning surge, static, this little guy is going to blow up first, that little pill, and then hopefully that ends it right there.
Do y'all warranty lightning hits?
Yes, if it's under warranty, you still get the no matter what warranty.
So if it's hit by lightning, they're fried.
Even if they're burned up, and the no matter what warranty covers you on that.
That's cool.
I mean, we're not, and sometimes we could try to repair it.
Yeah.
But if you've ever seen one,
yeah,
they look really bad. Lightning hit. They go through and just torch the whole tuner board and everything. You got to get the repair guys to show you.
All right.
Sometime. Right here again. Look at this old guy. This is older than you, Tom.
Oh yeah, just about.
No, wait a minute.
You're
You're a little bit older than 45, aren't you?
Yeah.
So this looks like Mr. Jue's original tester for the 949. We wire clip in the board to treat it like it's inside.
Yeah.
And then she can calibrate the meter circuit over here. So when it comes to him, he doesn't really have to mess with the meter circuit anymore. He just has to, because Anu's been here forever. She's going to get that covered right here, and then he's just messing with the other big component stuff. So all these he's tested, they're ready to go, get packed, get shipped out all over the world. Here's a neat little machine. Looks kind of weird because we have to adopt all of our machines to do all of our work. But what this does is a stitch and wind machine. It takes this wire, put your little toroid down in there, and it wraps the wire around the cord
through there, huh?
For you. You got a little foot pedal down here to gas it, a little counter to tell you different turns, and then you come out with your toroid, and that's what goes on to a lot of those automatic tuners.
Yeah.
Of course, we build Vectronics on this line too. That was a company we bought in 1996. We turned it into a kit company also. There you see their Poplar 9 VC300D right there with the sideband bar graph. And we bought that in 96, moved it from Ohio, and then we're able to integrate that onto this line. It used to be its own factory, but it's kind of become on this line as well. Now here's a quick show of the way your metal comes to us from our metal shop, which you've been to. Got a little plastic sheath,
protective sheath
because
on
that
there.
is a pre-painted metal that we use there. So that plastic protects that. Now, all right here you got the loop production.
Yeah, I was saying, man.
This gentleman making copper wire like crazy. This is, I guess you're making G5 RVs for us, but aren't you from the metal shop? Okay, I thought I recognized him from the metal shop, but he's helping out, I guess. So are you doing double duty? Okay, all right, good deal. Okay, so y'all are caught up a little bit over there, and now you're over here helping out. Getting all this ready. These are the G5 RV wires that he's making. All that copper wire over there. Now this is the loop production. This is the 40 through 15 meter loop on the back, and this is the 10 to 30 megahertz here. And this is the body of that newer loop we make, the receive loop, Tom. I think.
Let's look at these right here.
Did you get one of those
guys? No, I didn't.
So here's the inside of it right here. This is the 40 through 15 meter model that Letha makes. She's making control boxes on this side.
All right.
Good job, Lee.
You got that, Bill? You getting that? Look at that.
That is a continually welded. Stator plates are put in at our metal shop where they weld this, and then the rotor plates are put in by Letha here. And then she builds all that PC board and the motor piece and everything up on the top, and then the feed loop right in here. and then that's covered with a ABS plastic right here.
And that's a motor control.
Right.
That's motor tuned from inside the shack.
Tuned by this control box that she's building right here.
Yeah.
So this is the control box that operates the loop and turns those capacitors inside the loop.
Wow, my head's swimming.
Yeah,
so with all the
amazing.
stuff you guys are
we
doing.
make too much stuff.
Yeah. Oh man.
And now you got Amy here, and Vesna's helping out. She's usually on a different line too. They're trying to crank this wood out right here. This is a new real.
Does the board come with it to cut? The cedar comes. The
It
board
smells good. It smells like Amy right there.
So you send the board, and they cut it to fit their window, right? They cut it to fit the window.
This is the board you cut down the size to put in your window.
Yeah.
You got all your connectors on one side, and you got the connectors on the other side. So one set goes inside, one goes outside, and you got all your coax connections. You don't have to drill a hole through your house and make your wife mad.
Good.
So that's what they're packing right here. We got all kinds of sets.
All right.
And then right here, Amy also builds all these 5/8 wave, 2 meter, quarter wave little antennas. The neat little screwdriver antenna, manual screwdriver antenna. You move your thumb screw, you move your beryllium teeth up and down, you tap the coil by moving this little thumb screw. That's a 6 through 40 meter antenna. But it's not a $500 Tar Heel, but it's a $150 manual guy. So you could use that portable. You could use it on the mobile. We're building G5 RVs, of course. You got all kinds of stuff going on today. The feed-through panels, the metal plates are there. You've got your G5 RVs that are built on this line. The big ear, the big stick, the new in-fed line short. These are in-fed horizontal antennas that we sell.
Yeah. All right. Now
this is where we build all of the balance. You've got a lot of people, they ask what is Teflon coax? Well, this is RG8 coax, but it's built on Teflon wire, and then we wrap these little ferrite beads around it, and that makes your balun inside or your choke, and we put the little shrink wrap on top of the ferrite beads and melt, and they're all held in there real nice. I can't see the particular product I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Which is, here we go, right here. Look, this is your coax going on each end. So this is what they call an RFI isolator. So it looks just like this, except it don't have the eye holes.
Yeah.
And then it goes in a PVC pipe, and it comes out the other end, and you're choking off the RF that may be traveling down your coax line. So that's what that does.
Now,
a lot of those, very successful.
I didn't bring my safety glasses with me.
Oh yes, and I don't often wear them, but we're not on.
Good.
We just won't stick our hands into the solder. It has not cooled down yet.
Let's go in here and take a look at this.
Nobody stick their hand in the solder.
All right.
So what you got here, Tom, is a wave solder machine, and this is your solder bar.
Yeah, that feels like a pound of solder or more. You know, I mean, of course.
That'd be a good weapon to carry with you in Memphis.
That wouldn't melt very good with my soldering iron. But this is what you put in the machine here, and you melt that down to a liquid.
This just goes down into the tank.
Yeah.
It's like oil and water. The water rises to the top, the solder rises to the top. Because there is a lot of oil involved with that too. Now what's in here in these buckets is called flux. And this flux, when this is running, looks like a soapsy, sudsy car wash. So you're riding up through the car wash, and it goes on these metal jigs. We can put a couple of boards of the analyzers on here, but one of those big, giant automatic tuners would be the only one that could go on there.
Now, have you already placed parts on the board? You've already placed
all your surface mount parts are already soldered.
Oh, they are
already soldered. They go through the surface mount oven, and it turns that into solder.
Okay.
Now, then your through-hole parts are placed by your human beings. They are not soldered. They come up in here, they get that little dab of flux on them that cleans the residue off, and it also puts a sticky residue. There's a barbecue heating element in here, like a fire grill. It preheats that element, and then across here, it runs across here, and I don't see the spoon.
And you got liquid solder.
This is, there is some pretty stuff down in there.
It just floats across the liquid solder.
And this is flowing.
Oh, look at that.
When it's running, this is flowing over the top this way.
That's hot. I thought that was solid, but that's solder with just some.
It's actually starting to cool down, Tom.
Yeah.
It's getting.
You got a little stuff on top.
We got to clean up there, and we don't want to throw that out here.
That looks pretty hot. That is that is melted solder right there,
So
liquid
when
solder.
This flows over. It flows over the top, and it hits down on all those solder joints, and you'll
Yeah.
catch it running, I'm sure, at some point this weekend.
Yeah.
And you'll see it, and it's pretty impressive. It solders
Yep.
everything at one time. Now, I'm not going to say that you don't have any solder bridges, you don't have any cold
Right.
solder joints. You do, but typically you get what you get on this board right here, and somebody's got to go back through and just check it, which is why we got to test in that PC board format, pull all the tape off, wash down the board, and then prep it for the final test.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we...
Okay, well, that was interesting. I like your wave. What is that? Wave solder? Is that what you call it, Martin?
Yeah. That takes the place of hand soldering every connection. You just put it on the conveyor belt, and it just floats over a wave or molten solder, and it solders all the connections all at one time for you. Makes it really easy, really reliable, and all the connections are good.
Well, that's great. Someone asked earlier in the chat if you used a toroid machine winder, and within about we saw a little machine there that winds your toroids. I still hadn't figured out how it works yet. But
well, it's like a sewing machine.
Well, I was going to say that. You know, my wife has a sewing machine and she sews, and I always wondered, you put that bobbin under there and that needle comes down, how in the world does that thread hook each other like that? And I watched it on the internet slow motion, and I saw how it worked. So I would imagine it does work kind of like a sewing machine.
Well, it does. It pulls that little arm that goes through the toroid, comes up through the toroid, and then pulls the wire down. Then you manually take that wire and bring it back up so it can pull it back down again. And then there are three things on the toroid itself that grabs it and rotates it to put it into the right position for the next turn. Now, we also have a much bigger machine at Ameritron that will wind toroids that have number 8 that can go down to, well, as big as number 8 wire.
That's some pretty big wire, Martin.
It's huge wire. They can't wind those toroids manually.
Yeah. Okay, well, look, hey, Martin, let's take about a 1 minute break here. Let me see what I can do here. We'll be right back, guys. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Contest season is here. ICOM's high performance and innovative transceivers will help you make the most out of the contest season. Continue your contesting momentum with the IC7300. Ideal for the ham on the go, it's a high performance HF transceiver with a compact design. It has RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, a large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and an SD memory card slot. The IC7851 will give you the competitive edge you've been looking for. Raise the bar and hear what others cannot hear with this HF through 50 MHz transceiver. Features include reciprocal mixing dynamic range, a clear crystal local oscillator design, a spectrum scope, dual receivers, and digital voice recorder. Don't forget about the IC7700 and the IC7600. Both of these top-of-the-line transceivers are still available and are sure to be the perfect companion for this contesting season. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios. All right, and we're back with Martin Jue, the founder and president of MFJ Enterprises. Tonight we are looking at basically the MFJ facility and all the different things they do there at the MFJ main office, headquarters, whatever you call it. We don't have enough time to take you to some other great places, but next week we're going to be doing Ameritron, Cushcraft, Hygain, the metal shop, and we've got a few pictures at the end of the show we're going to show you. Hey, Martin, just real quick, the loop antenna, how well do they work?
Well, you know, you would be pretty incredibly surprised at how well they work if they're built correctly. On 20 meters, which requires a 33, 34 foot long dipole antenna, can be replaced by that loop antenna, which is only like 32 inches in diameter.
That's amazing.
So 32 inches replace 33 feet.
Well, and you know, a lot of people are starting to use that on balconies and in apartments and where they have these restrictions.
Well, you're right. But the whole key and the secret to a loop antenna is this: the radiation resistance of a loop antenna on 20 meter is only 62 milliohms. Now,
62 milliohms.
Milliohms. So that means you have to have almost no resistance at all. And that's the reason we use a 1.05 inch diameter aluminum piece of tubing, which has the second best highest conductivity. The only other one better than that is copper. But that's the tubing that we use. And then every connection is welded. Now these other loops that you see, nothing is welded, and they use things like coax. And capacitors that have rotating contacts. All of our capacitors are plates are welded, and we reduce the loss resistance to the lowest possible level. And our loops will radiate with an efficiency that's far, far above everyone else. Now, you know, we can make products that doesn't work like they should, just like everyone else can, but we choose not to do that. And that's the reason that our loops cost so much. Anyway, I'm not trying to put anyone down. I'm just trying to educate our fellow hams on loops.
Sure. Well, Martin, while we're at this break, let's give away another little MFJ prize. Let's do if I can wake Hambot up. We're going to give away, Hambot's going to give away an MFJ, I think it's a 148 RC. It's a dual time clock. So let's see if, hey, maybe Bobby might win it, your brother Bobby, or maybe little Pete will win it.
Okay. Well, that's a very special clock that we tooled up and had designs especially for the ham community.
All right, so Hambot is working on it here. He's looking for W8RQM. That's not the one that missed it a while ago, was it? No. That's a different guy. Okay, looking for Jerry W8RQM. Oh, yep. He says, yep, I'm here. So, congratulations, Jerry. You won, and man, you won it in just a few seconds. You know, Martin, I have found it funny that people. It's interesting that when we use Hambot, we can give away an $800 prize, and Hambot has to try 4 or 5 times before he can find somebody to claim it.
Wow.
But then again, sometimes people can jump on there and claim it in a millisecond. So that's kind of cool. We got a winner there. That was looks like who was that? Jerry at W8RQM won the MFJ 148 RC dual time clock. All right, well, we've got just a very short piece of film left here, video. This takes us into your little room there where you're doing the surface mount parts. So let's look at that, and then we got all night to talk and take phone calls and all kinds of stuff. So let me get it going. We'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
not running.
Yeah.
One line here is the Morse code tutor reader. Of course, that's your little tutor there, showing you code, listening to code. And then we make the reader, well, this is the tutor. The tutor has a chip in it. It has all this practice built into it. And then the reader is something you hold up to your radio and it'll decode. And so these little boards here are being made into that. And what's neat about that is our surface mount machine can do 10 of those boards at one time, but of course they're on one board. And then we just clip them out of there.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of that we do. We try to do 2 boards in one piece.
Uh-huh.
Sandra, you still running in here? No? They're going to have to catch you tomorrow. Put one in. Going to start it up. I'll start out down here. We'll tell you about the paste. Come on down here first. Then we'll move to that and we'll get you filming it. You can't really see it, but you'll have to zoom in on that plastic. Okay, so right here we're in the surface mount room. This is a blank PC board that we've got. Of course, every PC board that we use has a stencil. And this stencil goes onto this machine here that's behind me. And we push the solder paste into the holes just where the surface mount parts are going. So you can see this stuff right here, this wet paste. This is surface mount paste, and then when it goes on the machine and after it goes in the oven, this turns into solder. Now right behind you is a board. This is one of those automatic tuners that's being stuffed. All the parts are on these little movie reels, and they're being stuffed by several conveyor belts picking up parts and taking them to that paste, and they're sitting down in that paste. Once it comes off the oven, Sandra here is going to inspect the board as she's doing here, and she's going to check and make sure they're all seated properly, and she's also going to hand stuff some parts, and then she'll put it on the oven and says, okay, it's ready to be soldered.
Bill, bring the camera down here.
Get real close in there. Yeah.
See if you can get a good close-up of the board. Each of those reels has a different
I'll show you how tiny.
This machine is actually picking those parts and putting it on this board at the right place.
It's putting in that paste, and it's just wet. So if we get this board out of here, we could actually turn it upside down. Now we wouldn't want to shake it too hard, but we could turn it upside down and those parts wouldn't go anywhere. So she carries them over to her desk, and then that's where she's going to place some parts herself and inspect the board.
Then when I go through now this paste, I mean, when do they get soldered?
The paste is soldered technically, but it's not going to solder. It's not going to turn into solder until it goes on that oven.
Oh yeah, okay.
So once she says okay, she's placed all these parts and these boards are ready to go.
Yep. All right, so I think we reached the end there. Well, that was kind of cool, Martin. You had a machine there that those parts are so small. I've done some little building with surface mount components, and the parts are so small. I've had to use a magnifying glass and tweezers, and if you drop the part, you'll never find it. But you got a machine now that does that for you.
Well, that's right. It's gotten to the point now that if you drop a part and lose it, it really doesn't matter, because parts have become so inexpensive. It's far cheaper to have surface mount parts placed and soldered on a board than it is to make a kit where you have to go and get each leaded part and put it in a bag. So we have kits where all the parts that are surface mount are placed and soldered on the boards, and the parts that the surface mount machine can't place on the boards, I mean big parts that it can't pick up, things like potentiometers and electrolytic capacitors and connectors. We make kits with all the parts already placed except for those big parts, and you know, it's a different world than it was when we were growing up.
Oh yeah, well, my eyes just won't let me do those little bitty parts hardly anymore. Okay.
Well, you're right. You know, I bought one of these things off the internet that it's like a magnifier that you use with your computer screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't used it yet, but I'm sure I'm going to.
Yeah, a little microscope that hooks to your computer. That's kind of cool. Let's see what else I got here. You know, Martin, you know, we talked a little about the now, I think I took this picture on Thursday, and there wasn't anybody around, but this is outside your building, and you can see all your nice amps you've got set up there, and some antennas and various pieces of equipment. And there's Stephen Pan right there behind the table and setting all up. Now, Martin, here's what I can't understand. You put all this equipment out there, and you left it out overnight, and you didn't even have a guard there. You must really trust the people in that neighborhood.
Well, I think that is the right word to use. But the night before, someone broke into our building there on the rear side of it, took out part of the sheet metal and got into the surface mount machine, and you know, all the power was turned off and they couldn't see anything. And I'm sure they must have looked around and said, you know, what is all this stuff? Nobody wants any of this stuff. So we didn't find anything missing at all. But there was a big hole in the wall in the back of the building.
Well, I tell you, that is that's something, man. You got broken into that night, nothing missing that you know of. Now, Martin, you got a lot of stuff there. It's going to take you a while to inventory it, but it sounds like they didn't take anything significant, or you would have noticed it. If they just walked around to the front of the building here, you had hundreds of thousands of dollars of stuff just sitting out here on the table.
Well, we did, but you know, the normal, average, ordinary person would have no idea what any of this stuff was.
Well, they might have thought it was a new type VCR or something, you know. I don't know. Wow. Anyway, you had a nice display out there. Let me show the cake here. Hey guys, this is we went to dinner. Martin invited us out to dinner Friday night, and we celebrated the 45th anniversary. And here's the cake that Martin had. Now, doesn't that look just like Martin? Look at that. Look at that little person on there. Let me see if I can bring Martin and the cake together here. There we go. You know, I think whoever did that did a good job making that little Martin on there.
Well, you know, that was a really surprise thing that my wife Betty did for me, and did it without me knowing about that at all. And the only two comments that I had was that that figure of me did not have enough hair, and I didn't have a drink in my hand.
Well, but I tell you, it was close. It looked pretty realistic, and Betty did it. She did a great job there. Hey, just a couple pictures real quick. Found old George Thomas down there, and here's a shot of me and George together. And then we're going to jump on down. I think we already looked at this one. There's Don Wilbanks and Tyler and Peter and me. Let's see. Here's a couple. Here's a picture at your picnic, man. You know, you fed everybody chicken that day, and green beans and corn and rolls and drinks, and it was good. And do you know about how many people actually ended up? I think you were estimating 400 to 500.
Well, you know, not everybody registers, and lots lots of people leave before we do this part of it. But we had way over 400 that registered. But my guess is it's somewhere between 500 and 600 people that came this weekend.
That's a lot of people. Oh, yeah. And in the chat room said, and potato salad, too.
Oh, and corn.
Yeah, and corn, potato salad. And I saw Randy Romero, your personnel guy. I saw him back there. He was handing out the chicken.
I'll tell you, I had some of that chicken. It was just really good. I sat with my good long-time friend. I mean, he taught me so much. Jimmy Long from Birmingham. He had Long's Electronics.
Okay.
That was a long time ago. I don't know if you remember him or not.
I don't know him. Now, if anybody ever comes there, and I took some pictures here just of the top of your shelf around your office there, and just to show some of the radios. These are the ones you said you wished you had when you were a novice. But hey, right there on the top left, that Knight T150, that was my novice rig. I built that from a kit. Let's see what else is in here. I see some Johnson stuff. You got a little bit of everything. A Knight T50, and what are some of those? There's a Conair up there, kits that came with a course, I think.
Yeah, NRI, National Radio Institute. It was a course that you took in, it was an electronic course that you took. It's like a mail order course.
Yeah.
Look over in the middle of the picture. There's three radios stacked on top of each other.
Right.
If you can see that T50, do you recognize that?
I do. And folks, what Martin's trying to describe, if you look right in the center, there's three pieces stacked. A little one that looks like it's about 6 inches tall, and then two more boxes below it. And Martin, tell us the story behind that. One's a Knight and one's a Johnson, but if you look close, they're exactly identical boxes. Every hole, crystal hole, knob, meter, everything's identical. Do you know the story behind that?
Well, I don't know the story behind that, but I'm going to research that out and find out. But I don't know who kitted who. The one on the bottom, which is the Viking Adventurer, or the Night Kit. I suspect Night Kit must have licensed Viking to build their product as a kit, but it might have been the other way around.
Well, we have Jerry W8RQM in the chat room. He says that bottom one, that Johnson, was his first radio. Yeah. Let me move on around the room here a little bit. And you've got radios on the shelves too. I just took some pictures of top, and this is nowhere near all the radios. Well, that's a little bit more to the left here. I see some Helicrafters. What are those, S38s or something?
SW54 by National.
Okay.
National Radio. Oh yeah. Then on the left, there's some. There's a S53, and then there's the transmitter twin to it. I think it was HD18.
Okay.
Really was a VFO.
And that's a pretty radio below that Knight T150. What is that?
Oh, that was the R100.
Oh, that's a Knight. That's a Knight R100, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's probably
my roommate or my dorm mate at Mississippi State had an R100, and couldn't afford it at that time. But when I found one, I bought it so I could put it on my shelf.
That was kind of the match to that T150, wasn't it?
It was same time period.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, but hey, when you're 16 years old, you don't have a lot of money to buy this stuff.
Oh, that's a different era.
Oh yeah. Now we got so much, Martin. We wonder who's going to get rid of it when we're gone, right?
Well, you know.
Maybe they'll just keep it in a museum, you know. I've got enough here.
Here's what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to take it with me.
Well, that's okay. I think that would be a good deal. Now, all right, here's some here. Now, the equipment stack up there right in the center. There's an S-140 Helicrafters, right kind of in a vertical stack of 3. It's the middle one. And that was my receiver, and it had 6 meters on it, and the T-150 had 6, so it was a great combination back in. Hey, someone asked in the chat room, are you going to come out with a antenna tuner or a transmatch for 160 through 6?
Oh yeah. We are working on one that covers all those frequencies, and it will be modular within the chassis itself. So everything is common, like the controller board with the microprocessor and the display boards. All those will be common, and all we need to do is to change out the L board, which has all the inductors, and the C boards, which have all the capacitors, bigger, stronger capacitors and inductors, and bigger relays. So anyway, and by doing that, we can make it for any frequency that we want and specialize things.
Now I'm looking here. I recognize the Heath kit. Maybe is that a DX40 or 60 or something?
That's a DX40.
Yeah.
You know your Heath kit stuff.
Yeah.
Look in the middle for a box that's right up against the top of the ceiling. That's one of the very early Heath kit antenna tuners.
I see it up here on the top left.
Yeah. You know, it's got a neon bulb there that lights up when you got it all tuned right.
That's cool.
And look over to the right, not immediately to the right, but the one right next to it. In other words, 1, 2, 3, the third box, World Radio Labs, WRL. That was a very early antenna tuner that they brought out.
Yeah, let's see what's on the other side there. I see, is that a globe something?
We're about
over. Okay, I'm looking at that picture. Is the ones over to the right. Second one down from the top, or left. It's got 2 knobs and a meter right in the center.
Is that? Oh, you mean on the left?
On the right side of the picture. Go to the right side of the picture.
That's a Harvey Wells Z-Match. They invented the Z-Match.
Okay, that's a Harvey Wells. Okay, I got
it. You know, the Z-Match is very popular right now.
Yeah.
And but Harvey Wells was the first person, the first company to bring out a product like that. I mean, the Z-Match.
Now let's look at this one here. What is that rig right in the center at the top? Is that a Heath kit?
The very first transmitter the Heath kit came out with at the AT1, which used the 6L6 tube. You know, the 6L6 back then was an audio output tube.
Right.
That was the very first transmitter the Heath kit came out with. And right to the left of it is a pretty rare receiver. That was the Mosley CM1, which was a competitor to the Drake 2B. Same concept, where it had a constant tuning dial all the markings for every band were the same. Basically, it was a receiver for 80 meters, and there was a converter in front of that, but it didn't have all the fancy filters and everything. That Mosley CM1 had 5 tubes, and they were all the same tubes, and it took me a long time to find that. And when I found it, and when I got it, I was almost broke.
Really? It almost broke you. Hey, Martin, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna throw a phone number up here, and if anybody wants to call in, maybe we'll take a call or two. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So there's the phone number. Let me move it down here somewhere where people can see it. Okay, there's a phone number. If anybody would like to call in and say hi to Martin, we've got the phone lines opened. We'll try this.
Okay.
And see if we get any calls here.
We have to talk to everybody.
Yeah, and oh man, I mean, yes. Now you're not getting sleepy yet, are you?
No, I'm a
all right. So 901-286-1116 is our phone number. If you'd like to call in and say hello to Martin. So let's see. In the meantime, let's see what else we got here. Let's just talk real quickly. I'm just going to go through and just show some pictures of what's coming up next week. So, and these are just random pictures. Martin, let's see. This is over to Ameritron, and I'm not sure what that is, but that's one of your amps.
I think that's the new ALS 600.
It may be that, yeah. And gee, you got me, Martin, because I don't use these. Let's see, got a phone coming in. Let's see if I can answer it.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, this is. And I enjoy.
You pick you up any?
Hey, yeah. Coming down here to visit us. Tell me again where you came from. Wow.
Need you.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm having a little.
And, thank Martin for the nice weekend. Very nice.
Well, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate you going to the expense and the bother to do something like that. And you did invite me to use do the station there, and I enjoyed that Friday afternoon, Saturday morning, and I did CW on it, but that was nice. So I just wanted to say thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, Philip, thanks a lot for calling in. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming up here, Philip. That was a good long trip for you.
It was about a 5-hour trip. Yeah, it was enjoyable.
All right, we got another call coming in. We're gonna grab the call. Thanks a lot, Philip, for calling in.
Okay. All right.
And who's calling?
This is Ray.
Ray. How you doing, Ray?
Yep.
Where you from, Ray?
Where am I from? I'm from Glen Allen, Mississippi. I'm Betty Lou's brother.
Man, hey Ray, man.
Hey.
Hey,
what's
hey.
going on?
Oh, right, look at there. We got
Hey,
family.
Let me tell you who Ray is. You met my wife, Betty?
I've been watching you on the iPad.
Man.
Now, Ray, I think I talked with Bobby. They're eating the chicken.
I wasn't there. I was kind of in bad health, so I didn't make it this time.
Oh, you
But
didn't?
I just wanted to call in and tell you that it's very interesting, and you all hit the nail on the head about nobody stealing the stuff. Us common, ordinary old Joes don't understand what all that's good for. You know, it's not good enough for scrap iron, so nobody stole it.
Oh, man.
So that's why it's safe.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
Tom.
Yeah.
You got a very interesting program there. I've been watching it. You know, of course, like I said, I don't understand about a tenth of what you all are talking about, but it's very interesting.
Well, Ray,
You're doing a good job.
You need to tune in every week, Ray, because we need viewers out there.
Well, I might just do that.
And we're going to have to
you-
be trying to come on here about once a month, you know?
Right. Well,
I mean, we
Martin
could-
stays so busy. You know how that goes.
I know, we
He's
could talk-
constantly up to something.
We could talk a year.
He thinks too much is what his problem is.
We could talk a year.
Hey,
Right.
Tom.
So I
Yeah.
just have to, I just
Let
have
me
to
tell
sit
you
and be
something about
amazed.
Ray, my brother-in-law, my wife's brother.
Uh-huh.
Right. That's what I told him who I was. But you all doing a good job. I wanted to come, but I talked to Lou, and she said, well, you know, it's going to be so tiring on me. I've had back problems. I've had to have a couple of injections, and I couldn't handle the trip. But y'all are doing a very good, interesting job.
Well, look, Ray, you're getting the entire tour right here tonight. You don't even have to go
Right,
down there.
right.
You're getting next week you'll get the rest of the tour. You'll see everything.
All right. Well, you all doing a good job, and these folks that understand what you all doing, I'm sure they're really interested in it. But I've always looked up to Martin. I told him the reason he didn't have any hair on his head because he had too much brains.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that's a good one.
But I'm just an old common old Joe school teacher.
All right.
But you all doing a good job, and y'all keep the good work up. We'll talk to you all later.
Hey,
Take care.
Tom and
Yeah.
Ray, let me tell you.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Tom, let me tell you something about my wife's brother, my brother-in-law. He is from the Mississippi Delta, and that's the only Mississippi Delta Chinese who is more redneck than I am.
Right.
Well, it's hard to believe that you guys are rednecks. Believe me. Hey, Ray, thanks a lot for calling in.
Okay. Y'all take care.
All right.
Good night.
Goodbye.
See you, Ray. Bye.
And hey, Martin, you know, one of the things that a lot of people might not know is I guess it was your great-great-grandparents. They came over to, I guess it's great-great, they came over to work on the Transcontinental Railroad. Is that right?
My great-grandfather helped build the Transcontinental Railroad. And there was, well, I've met him a few times, but he was at our 45th anniversary this past weekend.
Oh, yeah?
And he told me that his great-grandfather was Irish, and he built he helped build the Transcontinental Railroad from the east out to where they met. The Chinese built the Transcontinental Railroad from the west side, and Irish built it from the east side, and they met in I don't know where they met. I think it was in Utah.
Yeah. Did he tell you where the golden spike was so we could go back and get it?
I don't know, but we sure can find that out.
Yeah. Hey, we got a caller, I think, on. Who's the caller? Hello, caller. Who's on the phone? Okay. Well, they're not listening. We'll hang up on them. They may be listening on the webcast, which is a 30-second delay, and that's no good. Hello, caller. All right, we're going to hang up on them because obviously something's wrong. So, hey, that's so cool there. Your family built the Transcontinental Railroad there. And
yeah, that connected the east to the west.
So
was a big deal.
So how did they decide to end up and settle down in Mississippi?
Well, you know, I'm just gonna say some stuff.
Okay.
I don't, half of it. I might be making it up, making it all up, but
well, we'll never know.
Yeah. But after they did that and built the gold rush ended, there wasn't anything else for them to do.
Yeah.
And some of them came down to Mississippi to help the cotton growers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after a while, they decided that, we can do better than grow cotton. So they started these little grocery stores.
Uh-huh.
And most of the Mississippi Delta Chinese in Mississippi had little grocery stores. And the Mississippi Delta started from the very north west corner of Mississippi, where Memphis is, and goes down along the Mississippi River about 200 miles to Vicksburg, and it goes east about 60 miles. That's the Mississippi Delta, and that's where the Mississippi Delta Chinese settle. And they have been there since about the Transcontinental Railroad, and all of them had these little tiny grocery stores, and that's how I grew up. And my brother, little sister, my mother, all of us all grew up there. And at one time there were 2,000 Mississippi Delta Chinese, and we're a very little known group of people and culture there.
Yeah. Now, did your brother Bobby? Does he still live down here near where you grew up?
Oh yeah, he still lives in Hollandale. He's got a house in Houston, Texas, but he never goes out there. His son lives out there. He still lives in Hollandale, and he's watching us right now. And I think you said you met him and talked to him.
You talking about Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby.
Oh, yeah. We had dinner together, and we talked a lot, and I joined him there when we were eating the chicken. And yeah, in fact, I've got some video of Bobby somewhere. I don't have it processed for the show tonight, but yeah, Bobby's a cool guy. I like talking to him there.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I mean, he and my little sister May and my mother, they all work really hard in that little grocery store and put me through school. And I appreciate all that.
And I think when you got your degree, you came back and worked at the store and sent Bobby to school, didn't you?
Well, I worked there for about 6 months. He wanted to take off and travel and for a little while, but
Hello.
Hello. Stand by just a second. On the phone. Who we got on the phone?
Paul, WA5TX. I talked to you down there. I just wanted to call in and thank Martin for the good tour. I'm Central Arkansas, and I'm the guy that I know where
Russellville. You're my Russellville friend.
Yeah, that's it. We talked.
Yeah.
You got it. I just wanted to tell him I appreciate the tour. It's really informative. and I've got a few MFA products.
All right. Well, Paul, thank you. Thanks for calling in. Well, we got phone calls coming in right and left. Thanks, Paul.
Okay. Thank you.
Hey,
Bye-bye.
tune in next week, Paul. All right. Let's see. Who's on the phone?
Tom, I hear you talking about me, so I had to call in.
Oh, that's Bobby.
Hey, you're right. That is Bobby.
Well, I'm so glad, Bobby. I'm so glad you called in. You know what this means, Bobby.
You talking about me over YouTube. You gotta.
That's true.
Call in to defend myself.
You knew that somebody's talking about you because you had this urge that something was happening and talking about you. I'm glad you called. Well, Bobby, now you know where the show is, and you've been down to see Martin. You're gonna have to tune in here every week with us, and help me get Martin on here more regular.
Yeah, I've been watching it since 8 o'clock.
Well, it's gonna be a long show. I told Martin we might just stay on until he falls asleep.
Oh, I might fall asleep before he will.
Now you introduced yourself as Martin's little brother.
Well, I'm the fat one.
Well, you're not fat. I looked at you. You're not fat at all. Is he, Martin?
No. He got thinner and skinnier than I did. I mean, he does exercise and all kind of healthy stuff. I want to ask, everybody who's listening now, can they tell that we are both from Hollandale, Mississippi?
I don't know if he dropped off, but are you still there, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, there was just another call coming in. I don't know how to work the call waiting part, but yeah. Hey, everybody in the chat room, can y'all tell that Bobby and Martin are from Hollandale, Mississippi? Now, Martin, is it Mississippi or is it for us? Is it just Mississippi?
Oh no, it's Mississippi.
All right.
But everybody else say Mississippi.
All right. Well, Bobby, I'm so glad you called in. I'm so glad you're watching tonight. You know, Martin's a special person on here, and we really appreciate all he does, and great success story. I'm glad I saw you and family and met them this weekend.
Okay, it was good meeting you, Tom. I'll see you again maybe one day in Memphis.
Well, you get into Memphis. Martin will give you my phone number. You call me. I'll come buy you lunch.
Okay, Tom. Talk to you later.
All right. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
All right. Who we got on the phone?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, I'm calling in.
And who is this?
Is this W5KUB?
It is. I bet you. I bet you work for Martin.
Hey, that is Amy. That's my little sister.
Martin's,
who is it? Who is that?
I'm Martin's sister.
Hey there.
My little sister.
Yeah, everybody's calling in, so I better call in also. I'm enjoying the show.
And what's your name?
My name is May.
May. Okay, May. And May, where are you? Are you down in Hollandale area, or where are you?
No, I'm in Houston.
Oh, you're in Houston. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So I'm enjoying the show, so I just want to call in and say hi.
Well, I really thank you and appreciate you calling in tonight, May.
Hey, Tom, that's Houston, Texas, not Houston, Mississippi.
Yeah, I know. I realize
Houston,
that.
Texas, yeah.
And you know what? May has got a southern accent, too.
Oh, yeah, we're all from Hollandale.
It's a pretty heavy accent, I know that.
Well,
but I just let y'all go, and I'm going to finish watching the show, and I'm enjoying it.
Well, very good, May. Well, thanks for calling.
Hey, tell little Pete to call. If he's already asleep, call him up and tell him to call in.
Who is that? Who's that, Martin?
That's her son. That's her son. He came.
Okay. Hey, I'm looking for Pete. I'm looking for little Pete to call in. Now, I don't know if little Pete's still in there or not. I know he was in there earlier.
Yeah, I'm going to tell him to give you a call.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk to you a little bit later.
Okay, thanks.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Tom?
Yes.
Tell my wife Betty to call. She won't call.
Is Betty? You think Betty's watching?
And all that stuff.
You don't think she's watching? Let's see. Betty?
Oh, she's watching, but she won't call.
Betty, we would love to hear from you, Betty. We got a call coming in. Let me see who it is. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Yes. Who's calling?
This is
Yeah. Who is it?
Joe Kazer.
Oh, hey, Joe.
And I want to tell Martin congratulations on 45 years. I still have one of those CW filters that he first made, and I'm glad to see that they still have it available as a kit through Vetronics. And what I wanted to ask is, are there any new kits in the pipeline?
Oh man, Joe, we got a call coming in. I know you said you had that little CW kit that Martin did, and you had a question. What was your question?
Yeah, I have the CW filter. What I was asking is, what is the plans on any new kits? Are there any new kits on the way?
Any new kits coming out, Martin?
Well,
let me see if I'm gonna see if I can stop this call. They can call back. Hang on. All right, you still there, Joe?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, Martin, any new kits coming out?
Joe, we can have any kits. We can make anything into kits. We just need to know, if anybody gonna buy them. Be happy to kit anything. It costs us a lot more to kit it than it does to let the machine build it. Kits that are basically electronic can be done cheaper than by us building it with a machine. But if it's a kit that uses parts that you have to solder together, like antenna tuners and those kind of things, we can make any of those available. So give us some ideas of what y'all would like to have, and we'll do it.
Sounds good.
All right.
And congratulations, Martin, and congratulations all the way from here in Nebraska.
All right, Joe.
When
Joe.
you came to hygain.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling. All right, I had to cut a caller off. I don't know who that was. So caller, call back in. I cut you off here. I need to fix my ring here where it doesn't interfere too much. So wow. So your kit to build. That's interesting. I guess that's. I guess your machines just kind of do the work for you, and.
Oh yeah. The machine is. They're pretty efficient things.
All right, who's on the phone? Hello? Hello, who's on the phone? Hi, who's on the phone?
This is Bill, WZ10.
Oh, hey, Bill. WZ.
I wanted to say hello to Martin. I really didn't have too much time to talk to him when we were there. I wanted to congratulate him on 45 years of operation there, and I hope that he has many more years and brings out a lot more products. He's definitely does something for the ham radio community, and he should feel proud that he's been able to help us. So hello, Martin, and I'll wave to you. I know you can't see me, but it was really nice to come down and visit you there in Starkville, Mississippi.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Joe.
That's Bill. That's Bill up in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Now, were you with...
Yeah, he came down with me. That's WZ1L.
I remember. Yeah. We had lunch at Obie's, didn't
That's
we?
right. That's right. He's the one. He's the one that looks a little like Santa Claus.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah. Well, thanks for calling in, and we're gonna try to stick around so we can spend some more money for the 50th.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. Well, we look forward to seeing you on the road at some of these ham fests that you do attend to. So we won't hold you, and thank you for coming to Xenia, Ohio there, and we told you we'd come down, and we kept our promise.
Well, I remember that, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for coming.
All right, Bill, thanks for calling.
Well, thank you very much. I'll say 73, so let somebody else call.
All right.
All right. 73s.
Well, Martin, you're a very popular guy tonight. We've had more calls come in tonight than we usually get. It's just, I just need to have you on here more. Now, Martin, why don't we plan you doing some type segment on products, like once a month or something?
Well, you know, I am always happy to do anything that can help us out and, you know, help us all out. So call me, tell me when you want to.
Okay. You know, hey, you could bring out 2 or 3 different products and open them. Well, you don't have to open them up. You already got them open here. You know, show us how they look inside, and you know what they're for and all that. Okay, I'll get with you. Let me get this call here. Hello, who's calling?
Hey, this is Stan Lee. I'm from KF4DGS. I'm about 2 hours away from Starville, and I've been over there at MFJ several times to take the tours and enjoyed every one of them. So, but I want to congratulate Martin there on the 45 years of business, and can't wait till the 50th.
Well, Stan, did you make it this past weekend?
I did. I was the one that was out there in the boneyard that had the 901DM station out there for sale. So
is that 901D? Is that Yaesu? That real long set of?
That was. It had about 8 different pieces to it. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I remember talking to you about that. That's the first time I've ever seen that. Martin, this radio with all the accessories of the Yaesu, an older Yaesu, it had an RTTY terminal with it, and everything matched. The speaker, VFOs, everything, man. It took a 6 or 8 foot table for the whole station.
Oh, I know what a FT901 is. Yeah.
Do you? Well, he's been collecting all the pieces for it. Now, Stan, you said you're missing what, one part?
Yeah, I was missing one piece. I never could find the keyboard that went with the RTTY system, and I've only seen one, and that was in a picture. So that keyboard has eluded me, and so. But anyway, it was supposed to be my nostalgic station, and I've downsized, so it's out there on the market for sale. So
okay, so you didn't sell it.
No, I didn't sell it, which is fine. I just it's not good for it to sit there in my building, and it needs to be worked and be running, and so. But I did want to also say that when Martin first come out with the voice recorders, I used them during the 2000 VHF contest, and it helped me win the district for the particular section that we were in, and so I enjoyed them, and I still use them, and I like them very much. They have been upgraded since I bought mine, but they are great little old units, and love them.
All right. Well, hey, Stan, thanks a lot for calling, and maybe we'll see you at the next one.
Well, if good Lord willing, the creeks don't rise, I'll make it. I made it to the 30th, but missed the 2 in between the 30th and the 45th. But hopefully we'll make it to the 50th. And Martin, thanks again for everything that you do, and everything that you're also involved with the amateur ham radio community. And congratulations.
Well, thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate it.
All right,
We'll
let's
see you at the next Ham Fest.
All right, well, 73, Stan. All right, hey Martin, there was a question about what hamfest do you go to? Now I know you most of the time you make it to like Huntsville, and I know you make it up to the Dayton Hamvention. Are there in MFJ, like you said, goes to maybe one every week, but are there other hamfests that you're going to be going to personally?
Well, you know, I used to go to all of them, but you know, let the younger guys like Richard go to most of them. But I try to go to, of course, I go to Dayton. I try whenever I can go to Memphis, to the ones that I can drive to Jackson, to Birmingham, Huntsville.
Well, you made it up to the ARRL convention, didn't you?
Oh, I did go to that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to support ARRL. That was in forgot where that was. Was that in Connecticut?
Yeah, it was up in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Martin, it's 10:15. We've been going 2.5 hours, and I know it's getting late down here, and you got to get up early and get to work tomorrow. If you don't, Randall will be watching to see what time you come in.
Yeah. Oh, I have had a wonderful time tonight, Tom, and really appreciate you asking me to be here tonight, and just enjoyed it.
Well, and you know what? Next week's going to be even better, because I honestly didn't know how I was even going to control the show tonight. We got back at the end of the weekend. I had all that editing to do. Hey, Windows update this week screwed everything up. I had to reinstall everything. It was a mess. I haven't slowed down since I left your place Saturday, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. But I think the show went pretty good. We covered about all the things that we needed to. And next week it'll be similar. And we're going to have you back on next week, and hope your family tunes in, and all the other guests out there.
Yeah, that would be great. I hope everybody will tune in and see what we're going to do next week.
Well, Martin, thank you so much for coming on with us tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and get off here, and I think I'm going to go have me some popcorn and maybe watch a little TV before I go to bed.
Okay.
And then
give them everybody some idea of what we're going to do next week?
Oh, yeah. Let's go back through that real quick. You know, we already talked a little bit, but let me just hit the pictures real quick. Next week, we're going to do Ameritron, Hygain, Cushcraft, and the Metal Shop. And if you've never seen the Metal Shop, let me tell you, that is an interesting place. That's where they punch out. The computer punches out all the metal, and they send it over, and they build all those capacitors, and they bend the boxes and make the boxes. And man, Ameritron, that's some nice looking equipment over there. Martin, I need to upgrade my amplifier. I got an 811H, but I want one of those that run at 1500 watts. So I gotta figure out how I need to trade mine or sell it to somebody, and I'm gonna get me a little bit bigger amp. Although it probably won't make a whole lot of difference. I just like the look of that nice amp.
Well,
So
we'll take care of you.
So anyway, we're gonna do that. Ameritron, Hygain, Cushcraft, Metal Shot. Let me go through some pictures real quick. Again, this is one of the. I think Martin, you said that's one of the new amps.
That is one of the new amps. Can you go ahead and run those pictures? I'll be back right.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that. Okay. So we got that's one of the new amps there that they're putting out there. I don't remember the name of that. Y'all probably know in the chat room more than I do what that is. And I think this is a mobile amp right here, if I'm not mistaken. That may be the little 600 watt amp. I'm not sure which one that is. Yeah, KF4 DGS, the AL1500. That's the one I want to get. But between the 800 I run now, 800 watts, and 1500, that's less than 3 dB gain. That's less than 1 S unit. But I still think it makes a little difference. I think you can probably hear it better than what you can see on the S meter. So yeah, the 1500 is the one I want to get there. Let's see. Here's a shot here. This is some of their solid state amps. I think they make here. I'm not sure what this is. This is probably one of their VHF amps. Again, all this will be explained next week. These are shots that came out of the video, so all this will be explained. Here's one here being worked on. Looks like the front cover's off of it, or maybe he's actually replacing something, or actually maybe constructing it there. So that'll be kind of cool. Look how clean and nice and pretty it looks like. Looks like this is the 811. This is the 3-tube version of the 811 amp. I guess this is a 600 watt amp, and you can see the RF choke there, the RF plate choke there. It's they wind them on a machine they have. So that's kind of cool. I see the power supply over there in the background there. Here's one of the amps. Now I'm not sure which one this is. Could this be the 1500? Maybe DGS KF4 DGS can tell me whether or not this is a 1500. I think it's a, is that a 3-500? I'm thinking it's a 3-500 tube there. And I just like the way it's constructed and the way it's laid out. It's just a pretty neat amplifier. I really like it there. I like that one. I might have to do some upgrading. And here's the manager of Ameritron. He's going to take us on the tour next Tuesday night. He'll be taking us around and showing us all the different aspects of the of Ameritron.
I'm back.
Okay, let's look at this. Here's another shot of one of the amplifiers being built here. Not sure which one this is. I don't know. It may be the same as this one. I don't. Let's see. Let me look. 1 knob, 2 meters, 1 knob. Yep, wrong one. Nope, it's a different amp. But I was just telling them that's a beautiful amp there, Martin. I think that's a 3-500 tube, maybe. I think.
That is.
I know, yeah, that's impressive. So here's another amp that's being built right here, and you know, one of the things that you might see, I'm not sure if it's in a video or not, but all these wiring harnesses are built by Martin's people, and they have this jig out on the table, and they're actually laying the wire in it and shaping it and tying it together and making all the even the wiring harnesses that go in each of these radios, and it's just amazing. Here we are. This is over at this is at Hygain. That's Tom Stone. I think I got the name right. Tom Stone.
Yeah,
Stone. That's right. Tom Stone, and he's going to take us on a tour of Hygain and cushcraft there, and you can see the rotors and the rotor building and the rotor repair. And hey, this is a new antenna that MFJ is carrying now. That's a log periodic. You'll see that next week. It's about a 32-foot boom, 33-foot boom. It's a log periodic, and Martin, I think is it 40/6?
It is, and it has monoband performance on all bands. You know, most all log periodics don't have much gain, but this one has been optimized for every band, and every band has monoband performance.
That is so cool, so cool there. Here we are outside. I think this is you can't see the wires here, but is this a cobweb maybe, or
a cobweb?
Yeah,
it's a pancake shape, very flat, and covers all bands. Very small. It's not like...
It's very small, and I hear it's omnidirectional.
Yeah, it is omnidirectional.
Yeah, that's a neat antenna there. And here we go. I'm looking at this is a hex beam that you guys are manufacturing now, and I was checking out the feed. You guys designed your own feed system there that runs the length of that little mass pipe here. I think that you connect each of the various loops to, and it's kind of neat the way you guys are feeding that antenna. So we'll see that next week. And this is kind of cool. You know, I guess these antennas. You know, have you ever tried to build an antenna and you take the old hand drill out and you drill you a hole in it, and then you go down the next element and you drill it, and you think you got it pretty close, and then you drill another hole for an element, and then when you stick the elements in there, they're all, you know, catty-cornered. Well, look, this machine here is made where it'll drill all those. Look at all those drill there, and it will drill all those holes at one time in a piece of, I guess, a boom that you lay in a little groove here. So that's kind of cool. You'll get to see that. This is over the metal shop. This is that Brad Enos? No, Brad Creeley. What's his name?
Brad Creeley.
Yeah, Creeley. Brad Creeley.
Yeah.
And he'll give us a tour of the metal shop. And you asked about the CNC stuff. You can see some in the background there, the computerized, and he shows you how that works. And then the brakes back there where they break and bend the equipment and the boxes. This is the machine that punches out the boxes. I guess this is your CNC. Once you put it in the computer, it's going to punch out these pieces of metal there, and it's pretty loud, but boy, it gets with it. It's going to punch out all the holes for antenna tuner or antenna analyzer or whatever you have there. This is the brake over here where he can set it up to make the bends in the boxes. And there's one of the, now this is also at the same place over here. This is the silk screen printing. You know, you wonder how they get all the writing on the boxes. This is one that she just silk screened, and you'll see that process next week. You put that metal in there, and she takes a little squeegee and puts all the writing on there. And let's see.
That's a complete box. It just hasn't been bent up into the shape of a box.
Right. And let's see. I got one more picture here. That's just kind of shot. I was impressed with all the scrap metal. You must have thousands of pounds of scrap metal you punched out. I guess you send that back, get some money for it, don't you?
Well, we do. We do.
And, well, you know, you don't waste it there, and you send it back and recycle it and get you some more metal. So, Martin, that's what's coming on the show next week, and we're going to be here with Martin at 8 o'clock next Tuesday. We'd like to invite everybody to rejoin us next week. Martin, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Tom. I have had a really fun time visiting with you, and we're going to do all of this again next Tuesday night at 8 o'clock.
We'll do that. We'll do that. All right. So let me see what button I can push here. I'll even throw my name up there. I didn't put my name up here tonight. There we go. Okay, guys. Well, look. Thank you, Martin. We'll see you at 73. See you next week. Go to bed. Get some sleep.
Okay. See y'all later.
All right, guys. Boy, wasn't it a great night with Martin Jue, and man, the story he's got to tell, and you hadn't seen nothing yet till you tune in next week. Believe me, you're going to be impressed. 73 is everybody. Good night. We're not having hangout tonight. Normally we have hangout after the show. We're not having it tonight, and because we ran late. Remember, click on the link if you're new in the chat room. Click on the link at the top of the page. Join our Facebook group. See all the things that we're doing on the show, and post your ham radio pictures, and we'll put those on the show here. Let's see if there's anybody. Okay, Martin, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, here's a question. Do you remember Berry Electronics?
Absolutely. Up in New York, I went to visit them. They were on the second or third floor, one of the higher floors in lower Manhattan. Yeah, who's asking that?
That was KA2OFM Bill. Now, let's see. Also, Martin, let's see. Yeah, I saw another comment about you. Let's see. Chet, Chet K1CHT says, thanks, Martin. Martin needs to be a regular guest. Well, I'll make Martin a regular guest. I don't know if I can afford him, though, but I'll tell you what, I'll pay Martin 3 times what I pay my other co-host if Martin wants to come on the show. We'll get Martin.
Hey, Tom, I would absolutely take your offer of 3 times, because 3 times 0 is still the same thing.
I didn't think you'd figure that out that quick, Martin, but okay. Well, that's good. You said you'd take it. Let's see. Can't wait to hear. This guy says can't wait till next. That was Peter says you can't wait till next week. Well, Peter, you're going to have to wait. Arnie says a great show. See y'all next week. One question. Well, maybe we shouldn't get into this. Martin, tell us about the new Rig PI system. You got a new Rig PI?
Oh, yeah, we do have a Rig PI. It's incredible. We had Howard Nurse come to put a forum on for us, and not everybody, the younger guys won't remember, but guys like me and in our era will remember that his father, Dave Nurse, was the president of Heathkit, and his picture was on every Heathkit catalog that we used to receive. Howard Nurse is his son. He came down here to give a forum on a product. It's a little board two boards that plugs into the Raspberry Pi that will allow you to remotely control your transceiver.
I saw that. I think it's Bluetooth, isn't it?
Well,
to the headset or not?
Yeah. It's all that, but more importantly, it allows you to do that without. It's plug and play.
I saw it. It was a neat little box. You could transmit and receive through that headset.
Yeah.
That's cool. Hey, well, look, Martin.
And I mean, that's going to revolutionize the concept of remote radio, because right now, if you want to get onto remote radio, it takes a lot of knowledge, a lot of computer knowledge to do this.
Yeah.
And with his concept, it doesn't take hardly any. I mean, it's plug and play.
And that's great. Martin, years ago, I think I used Ham Radio Deluxe, and I matched it up with my TS2000, and I was able, across the internet, to go in remotely and steer the frequency and even make, transmit and talk and so forth. But I don't even know if I could figure that out again today. So his little box is kind of neat. KA2OFM Bill said he met you back at Berry in 1977. And here we are. We've done open show up again for the second 4 hours tonight.
Well, Barry was in, what do you call it? It was in Manhattan, New York City.
512 Broadway. 512 Broadway.
Okay, yeah. Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. All right. Martin, we're going to close the show down again. We done closed it once.
Okay.
I don't want to wear my guest out. I could stay on here all night and take questions and talk, but you do need to go home to Betty. She's probably wondering where you are. She might think you're out somewhere, so you better go home, okay?
Okay.
All right, Martin. 73.
Thank you very much, and
73, Martin.
Appreciate you and appreciate everybody who's listening.
And Martin, I'm going to go ahead and cut you off so we can't continue. So here we go. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. So Martin can go home now. Okay, guys, I think the show went well tonight with Martin. I mean, it was really tough to try to get some type of sequence going, but I think we were able to do it, and I think it worked out okay. So tune in next week. We'll see you next week. I appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight. 73. I'm looking for my cat video. Why can I not find my cat video? Let's see. Oh, here we go. It's on desktop. Here we go.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks. So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man.
WA4 NVN had quit. That's so Rick. See you next week, guys.